points. Ruben, what's your thoughts on the point?
Well, the thoughts of the points is that every point is goal for us in the situation that we are. The last, I think, 4 games we got absolutely nothing from the home games. So that's an improvement. I think we have arguments today to get the 3 points, but the opposition has also a couple of chances to get the 3 points. So I think the game was competitive, the game was equal, and probably the point is fair for everyone.
We've talked, obviously, and I'm conscious it's getting boring about the home form, about the lack of wins, but sometimes you've just got to get a line in the sand, haven't you? Maybe stop the rot and get a point to give you something to build on.
Yeah, let's say like that. We want always to get the 3 points, but the last experiences has told us that games like today we will not get any point. And I think today we got the point. I think we are always. Our main point today was to prove that we are competitive and we want to be competitive. We get the 3 points. We didn't get the 3 points. Got 1. What it is always in the position that we are is always goal. Just put us a little bit closer to the target, and we will build from that.
Is it partly frustrating that you started so well? You had a lot of chances early on. You scored the goal, but then kind of everything you'd done up to that point, you were pushed quite. You had to go back, and so they started to dominate. Were you frustrated that you weren't able to build on that lead?
No, I think we were scored the goal and immediately we went for the second one. But sometimes you play against opponent that is a good opponent, one of the best opponents in possession in the league, and they start to connect a little bit better, and that's what pushed us a little bit backwards. I think we managed the last part of the first half in the proper way, keeping the 0 against us. That goal early in the second half probably cost us 5-10 minutes in the second half just to restart again. But I think after that we managed the game. We have our chances. They have that corner that they created, and again I think the game was equal. But we tried to build from our goal.
What were your thoughts on the equalising goal? It must have been a real kicker to come so early in the second half as well.
Yeah, it's always the moment because situations happen and we know we need to defend. So it's obvious that situation we need to defend better. But the moment was probably what you go to the halftime, you adjust a couple of things, and then the first action you concede the goal. It's always difficult. We need to analyse. We need to just go and work even harder in the training ground.
I guess they all say they had a lot of moments in and around the penalty box, balls that maybe fizzed through, they didn't connect with, but you restricted them to quite, I think 3 shots on target in the game, which for one of the Championship's top scorers is a positive sign for your defensive unit, isn't it?
Yeah, I think one of the points for today was not conceding any space in the centre, neither in the build-up, neither in the close to our box, where we know that they are dangerous. I think we closed the centre pretty well. They needed to go around, and that's where we have some ball wins. And then we knew when we will have the ball, we can hurt them, and I think we did it. So, yeah, I think the game, again, as I said, the team was competitive.
3 changes to start the game. What were you thinking there? What was you thinking?
Well, I think we need to manage between the game every 3 days in this week. Remember, we play Wednesday night. We have 1 less day than them, and we want to have the team fresh. Joao starting that game that didn't start in the week and give us something different than Kyle. In the midfield, Regan coming back to the lineup and getting Elliot in the second part of the game was always the plan. And then have Louis Barry at home, where we can find him as a threat in that winger position. Those were that was the logic of the game plan.
Yeah, how did you think Louis did on his full home debut?
I think he did it really well, especially in the first half. I think we need to continue. We spoke about it in the press conference yesterday about can we build them. And that kind of player like Louis with no experience in Championship and coming from that injury before he went back to Aston Villa, I think after 45-50 minutes his performance, his physical levels drop, and we cannot allow the team to have a player just dropping those physical levels. So he will be fine, he will be continue evolving. I think he did a good performance. He's always a threat when he has the ball, and hopefully that performance will transform in assists, goals, and he will be as good as any other in the league.
That's the thing with Louis, isn't it? I think there's a lot of excitement and a lot of expectation on him, but he has come from League One. It is a big step up. He's had an injury, and it's going to take time, isn't it, for him to get to where you want him to be?
Well, I think it's going to take, I expect to take relative time. So I didn't expect him to arrive and immediately smash the league. I know he's a really good player. I think it's going to be a moment when he's going to get that movement right and he's going to get that finishing right. And that is going to unlock something. That is always work like that. But to arrive to that point, you sometimes need to suffer a little bit, and I think he will be fine and he will be important for us.
You've now got a clear lead into Sunderland, given the fact you've had 2 games in what, 3 or 4 days. You've got midweek games coming up as well further down at the end of the month. That's precious, isn't it?
Yeah, we will just continue working with the players. As I say, they have been fantastic on the training ground. They work hard every day. We need to continue feeding them and getting those situations that we can reply on the training ground, on the game. And it's always good to have a clean week to be able to reload and go again.
Any fresh injuries out today? Any knocks or anything?
No.
Just finally, one thing that their manager said, which I thought was quite interesting, he doesn't pay too much attention to the league table at the minute. And Liam Rossini said this last year, it was about points accumulation. Given where you are in the league, is that something that you kind of look at as well? It's just focus on ourselves, try and keep our points tally rolling over, rather than get bogged down in we're in the bottom 3, we're out the bottom 3, we're in the bottom 3, and what other teams are doing.
Yeah, I think we spoke about it some weeks ago. We try to always be focusing ourselves. The league table, it is what it is, but it can change because Portsmouth, for example, a couple of weeks ago have 2 games less than us. Now they have, I think, 1 or 2 more than us, and with this FA Cup things, that always change. So the reality of the table is that it's never real, because there is some teams with those games in hand or not. And then the second thing is that football is about you. It's about what you can control. Obviously, for us, we're in a situation that no club, no management, no players expected to be in the beginning of the season. And that relegation battle sometimes is more stressful than competing in and around the playoffs. But things happen, and then you can win or lose football matches. But we need to try. If we try and we are the best version we can be, we will be fine. So I will say, finally, in the question, just after that philosophical answer, I will say that, yeah, you try to don't look at it, but you know that it's always there.
The long answer helps me because it gives me more copy for next week. So thanks.
Thank you.
Cheers. Ruben, you've got players going forward and defensively with versatility with their position. So going forward, do you think that's going to be important to you? Is that something you're going to value to get out of this situation, the versatility of the players?
Yes. We have what we look in a player is that has a good first of all, it's the character. They need to be team players, a good knowledge of the game, and they can repeat some of the efforts that we demand. We have some players, like, for example, today, Joe Gelhardt, that he can play in almost every position in the front line, and it just means that it's a different threat in every position, coming from the center, coming from the left, coming from the right, but having those high level of energy. And absolutely, we need that kind of player in our team, and that's what we have been trying to look in the market.
All good?
Thank you.
Thanks, Ruben.
Thank you very much.